Time for a quick break to talk about McDonald's. Know how we make our sausage McMuffin with egg? It starts with a fresh cracked egg cooked to perfection. Then we add a savory grilled sausage patty, American cheese, and a freshly toasted English muffin. Know what makes our sausage McMuffin with egg even better? When you add a caramel mocha or refreshing caramel mocha iced coffee to it. So make your morning better by starting with breakfast at McDonald's. At participating McDonald's.
Meiomi is a big, full-flavored wine perfect for the moments in life when we're living most fully. Meiomi uses the best that coastal California has to offer, creating Pinot Noir, Cabernet Sauvignon, Chardonnay, Red Blend, and Meiomi Bright, a lower-alcohol Pinot Noir. Full flavor, fully captivating. Discover Meiomi's unrivaled taste at shopmeiomi.com. That's shop, MEIOMI.com to find our wines at a store near you. Meiomi, to the fullest. Please enjoy responsibly. Meiomi Wines of Campo, California.
Welcome to Sugar-Coated Murder Podcast, a brilliant true crime podcast hosted by two zany sisters, all while baking up delicious treats in their kitchen. Here are your podcast hosts, Karen Devaney and Ann Varner.
One, two, three, go.
Hey,
Here we
y'all.
are. Here we are. Here we are. I came here and I didn't have to drive a car.
Okay.
That's
The
right.
long commute.
Yes, the long commute.
Welcome to Sugar-Coated Murder.
I'm Karen Devaney.
I'm Ann Varner.
And we are putting out another episode. It's taken us a minute and a half to put this episode
it's the
out.
holiday season.
It's the holiday season. I was sick for almost a week,
Lord of mercy.
but we're happy to be here.
I'm happy. I'm extremely happy to be here.
Ecstatic. I'm going to
Couldn't
say
be
we're gonna
happier.
go out on a limb and say
Couldn't-
we're ecstatic.
Ecstatic.
Yes.
Yes.
We are. It's your turn to bake.
Oh, girl, let me tell you something. You know, the holidays are here. I go to my trusted Sally. Sal.
It's called Sally's Addiction because we're addicted to Sally.
We really are. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know if she realizes that we are her BFFs.
I don't think she does,
But
but she's
somebody
not sending
needs
us
to
any
flip and
treats.
tell
I know.
us.
These girls are
Somebody
obsessed.
needs to tell her that we are obsessed with her.
Yes.
We're just obsessed with Sal.
Love you, Sal.
We love you, Sal. She's our best gal.
Our best gal, Sal.
Yeah.
Well, she does some really good recipes, and I found one that was a home run. It's perfect for the holidays, especially if you've got young ones, little tots, small little tittle tottles.
The wee ones.
The wee ones. These are mini powdered sugar donut muffins.
Girl, that's not just for the wee ones. It's for the old ones, too.
Right. If you've got people in your family like us that enjoy the sweets,
I know.
then these are really good, too. I'm actually thinking about
exciting.
making them for Christmas morning and putting it on like a dessert charcuterie board.
Oh, that's fun.
So have these little muffins, some little cinnamon rolls in the shape of snowmen.
Stop
It'll be
it.
really cute. Yeah.
That sounds, my family does not like cinnamon rolls. It breaks my heart.
I'm so sorry.
Because I
sugar.
love cinnamon rolls.
I
And,
know.
and I will even just eat the Pillsbury ones out of the can.
Oh, yeah.
That's how much I love a cinnamon roll.
Right.
And my people, they're anti-cinnamon roll.
That's so weird.
Heartbreaking.
I don't understand.
I don't either. And so I don't get a cinnamon roll.
Well, you come up here for a cinnamon roll,
Please.
sugar. I got you covered.
I would like to partake from your dessert charcuterie board.
There you go.
Your dessert cooterie.
My
Dessert
cooterie.
cooterie.
My dessert cooterie.
Oh, that doesn't sound
Desserterie.
Desserterie. We're about to say a bad word.
We'll work on it.
It's on the way, and we're not going to be happy with ourselves when we say it.
You make these in a mini muffin pan.
Mm-hmm.
And these little tiny bites remind me so much of those Sweet 16 donuts that we used
From
to
our
get.
childhood, girl.
I mean,
From our childhood.
I'm so sad that they don't make them anymore.
It's very upsetting.
But they were the best powdered sugar
Nobody
donut.
can match them. There was some type of a carcinogenic in there that they
some
don't
sort
put
of a
in
poison.
anymore.
causing something.
And I miss it.
Right.
You can't. Intamin's is a great donut company.
Right.
Their powdered donuts are okay.
Yeah.
It's not a Sweet 16.
No, it's not.
they took some kind of carcinogenic out of it.
They did.
And now
They
it's
really
not
did.
the same.
It's not. So with these, when they come out of the oven, you let them cool just a little bit, and then you roll them in the powdered sugar. So you could call it a ball because it looks a lot like a ball.
Yeah, because a mini muffin.
But oh my God, it's just delicious.
Pillows
Delicious.
of goodness.
Unsalted butter, sugar, egg, a kill of vanilla, flour, baking powder, cinnamon, a dash of salt, and some milk. That's what you do. All right. You mix all of that together, pop them in your greased mini pan, and stick them in the oven, cook them. You pull them out. While they're cooling, you're going to melt some unsalted butter. Melt that in a little pan on your stove, or I guess if you want to microwave it, you can. I find though that if you microwave butter and you're using it as a dip, it cools quickly.
Yeah, it does.
So
I agree.
in a pan, I feel like it stays hot, and you don't want like jelly butter. Don't do jelly butter. That's not good. Once they're a little bit cool, you dip them in butter and you roll them in sugar.
Girl, that's my dream right there. That's like marry me material.
I mean to tell you.
I love it.
So very good. So that's what I made this week. And they are darn delightful.
Darn delightful.
I wish I could tell you that they made it to the podcast, but they didn't. They gone.
No, which is why I'd like to come up and partake of your whatever you want to call cootery board.
My cooter board.
Your cooter board. I knew we were going to say bad words, but a dessert cooter board could not be a better Christmas thing.
Oh my goodness. Listen, you got to do what you got to do to get through the holidays. And if it means making a cooter board, that's just what you got to make.
Please, y'all, if you make a cooter board, could you please just send us pictures of any cooter boards that get made over the holidays? With a cooter board, you can put anything you want on I agree. Today,
put a chicken mini on it. It's a cooter board.
It can be a nut cooter board if you want it.
If that's what you want.
If you want a chicken mini cooter board.
Just a cooter board.
It could be your cooter board.
Yeah, whatever you want on the
cooter board.
That's right.
And please send us pictures.
Yes.
Because we need to see your cooter boards.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So that's the sweet part of the podcast.
Yes.
That's the dirty part.
Okay. This is really this is a heinous part. So I'm just going to tell you that I've always kind of sat on the fence a little bit about, are murderers born? Or is it part of their environment?
Excuse me.
Uh-oh.
So sorry. I put a little rum in my eggnog this evening. She's reached out and bit me.
She got a little nog going on.
Some rum in me nog.
Ooh, I like it.
And she bit back just a minute ago.
Oh, gosh.
So sorry. So are they born, or is it their environment?
Yeah. Or do they, I would love to know, is there a gene that we can isolate and figure out something?
Wouldn't that be nice?
But I've always kind of sat on the fence because I have a hard time believing that a baby has evil in it, right?
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then how does a person get to be so animalistically heinous?
I don't know.
All right, we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
So I'm going to talk about Amy Robinson. And Amy was from Arlington, Texas. And back in 1998, she was a 19-year-old high school graduate.
All right.
She was mentally challenged. So she had the mental age of around 14 or 15. She had still graduated high school, though.
Right.
And she was very innocent and naive. She longed for independence. She wanted to be independent.
Right.
So her mom let her get a job as a grocery clerk at a local Kroger.
Oh, okay.
And she was very devoted to that job. She had two sets of parents. So her parents were divorced, and she had a mom and a stepdad and a dad and a stepmom.
Okay.
She also had 3 biological siblings, a brother and 2 sisters. Her siblings, of course, doted on her. They really admired her for achieving her dreams of graduating from high school, getting a job, and making some money because she really wanted to be independent. And they saw her growing and developing, and they were just really proud of her.
Right.
Very supportive of her.
That's so nice.
So she also had this thing called Turner's syndrome. It happens in women. And what happens is it restricts your height. And it also causes you to be underdeveloped sexually. Like your sexual organs are very underdeveloped. So you actually appear to be a lot younger. So she's got, but it had, so that doesn't come with any type of mental retardation or developmental delays.
It just is another thing.
It's just a secondary thing that she had.
Okay.
But matched with her personality, she definitely was very trusting of people, and she was just very naive, and she looked like she was like, I've seen pictures of her. I think she looked like she was 13.
Okay.
So she had the mental age of a 14 or 15-year-old, but she lived in this small town. Everybody knew her. They especially knew her at the Kroger.
Right.
And they adored her. Right. Everybody loved her. She had no known enemies. Anyway, she would ride her bike to her job every shift. She was always punctual. She was punctual. Yeah, I will be making up other words too tonight. Don't worry. And I've not had one nip of nog.
Maybe that's the problem.
I think it is the problem. She was very reliable. February 15th, 1998, she left on her bike for her shift at the Kroger, but she never showed up.
Oh, no.
When she had not shown up and it got to be an hour into her shift, her manager called her parents.
Right, yeah.
He called the house to check on her to see if there was something wrong at the house. It was very unlike her, like I said. And her mom and siblings immediately knew she was in trouble because she would never just not show up.
Right.
She was that dependable.
Right.
And she didn't have that far to go on her bike.
Okay.
So she was just rooted in habit. That was part of her coping with her developmental delays, is she had routines. And part of that routine was getting on her bike at a certain time to go to her shift. And it took so many minutes to get there. It was very regimented for her. So they knew immediately something was amiss. So her sisters set out immediately looking for her, following the path that she would have taken, thinking maybe she got hit by a car and she was in a ditch, or maybe she wrecked her bike or something. And they knew that she knew the way, so they didn't think she was lost.
Right.
They couldn't find her. Her mom started making phone calls, and as word spread through the community, the small community, all these volunteers showed up to go search for her.
Oh, that's so nice.
It was very sweet. Her father, not the father.
Father.
It was Amy's father.
Right.
Called the police and reported her missing. And so the police then joined the search, and it became an all-out search. They did public appeals for her. They did helicopter searches.
Oh, wow.
They did grid searches on foot and on horseback.
Oh, wow.
They were searching day and night. They were not giving up at all. The police never once said, oh, well, maybe she ran away. This was not one of those cases.
Right.
Especially given her mental challenges. They were very fixated on this. That whole department turned out for her.
Oh, that's great.
10 days after she went missing, she still has not been found.
10 days?
10 days. And this is a small community. Like, where the hell is she?
Right.
And not one trace of her. Like, there's no trace of her.
Like, they didn't find her bike or anything?
Nope.
Wow.
The police get a phone call from a lady named Karen Hall. She says that her 18-year-old son, Michael Hall, was missing.
Uh-oh.
And she thought he might have been involved in Amy's disappearance.
What?
She said that her stepson had told her that Michael had bragged to him about him and a friend kidnapping Amy and using her for target practice.
What?
Yeah.
Please tell me that's just a terrible misunderstanding.
I can't tell you that. So his friend was a 23-year-old asshole named Robert Neville. They both knew Amy because they had both worked at Kroger as baggers.
Oh.
They had both been fired because they were losers. They were one of them was like smoking weed and late for work and not working, and the other one wouldn't bag groceries for minorities.
Oh my God.
Right. So he was avoiding anytime a minority came through, he would not bag the groceries.
For goodness sake.
Exactly. Like, get over yourself. Another tip came in soon after that, and a car that Neville had borrowed had been returned with a crossbow in it. And they thought that was odd. And there were rumors flying around about these these two boys that were missing. And so the guy that they borrowed the car from called up the police and said, hey, Robert Neville borrowed this car from me. And people are saying that he might be involved in Amy's disappearance. And there's a crossbow in the back seat that's not mine.
God.
The police, of course, go and get the car. And sure enough, there's a crossbow in it. And they're like, okay. So they start trying to find Michael Hall and Robert Neville. Michael Hall, 18. Robert Neville, 23. They are frantically searching. On March 3rd, they got wind that these two guys were trying to cross into Mexico.
Oh, no.
The police at the border got wind of them being wanted, and they actually said, well, we've got two guys here. They kind of seemed a little shady. We're holding them. We've not let them cross the border. They just seem like something's not okay. So they were able to identify them as Neville and Hall.
Oh, wow.
And so these authorities from Texas go down to get them and bring them back.
Was it the Texas Rangers? Did the Rangers come in?
It was not the Texas Rangers. I don't think I think it was the police from Arlington and maybe some state police officers, but they hightailed it down to this place called Eagle Pass, and they intercepted them and they took them into an interview room. They go in and they start interviewing Neville first. Okay. So Neville is the 23-year-old, right? And this is what he tells them. He says, we had bought a couple of 22 caliber guns. We had a crossbow. I had a pellet gun, and we decided one day we were going to go out. I wanted to grow up to be a serial killer of Black people.
Oh, great.
Right. So he said we were actually going to start our killing spree. But on the way out of town, we saw Amy riding her bike to work. And we were like, oh, we could start with her. She's not Black, but she's an easy target because she trusts everybody. And she knew them.
God.
So they waited for her in the parking lot of Kroger. And when she got there, they said, you're early for your shift. We want you to take a ride out in the country. We have something to show you.
Oh, no.
And she got in the car with them and put her bike in the back of the car.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because she was so trusting and she thought they were her friends.
Of course.
Because they worked with her.
Right.
So they go out to outside of the town to like a real desolate area, and it's got like a field. It's like on a big farm, and there's fields and everything everywhere. And Neville pulls the car over and says, I have a flat tire. We have to change the tire. But he didn't have a flat tire. So they talked Amy into getting out of the car. And the first thing that they did, Michael Hall took the crossbow and shot at Amy. And missed her, but it scared her. And they told her they said, you need to run. You better run away. So as she's running, they're shooting this crossbow at her. He didn't hit her with the crossbow, but Neville shot her in the leg with his pellet gun.
Oh my God.
And she stumbled and she kept crying out saying, ow, you hurt me. Why? Don't hurt me. I don't like that. And they thought it was funny and they laughed at her. And she started to cry and try to get away from them. And as she tried to get away from them, somehow, I guess when she turned around to say something, Neville shot her 3 more times in the chest with his pellet gun. So it knocked her backwards and she fell. And they thought that was hysterical. And she's crying and she's gasping for air and she's starting to gurgle. And they were like, that was the funniest noise I've ever heard. They thought it was great. That this was so much fun for them. And they finally went up with one of the 22 rifles and shot her in the head so she would stop making that noise.
Oh, for God's sake.
They threw her bike in the field and they left her. They left her there.
Wow.
3 days later, they went back and used her body for target practice with their 22 caliber guns.
What?
Yep. And they also stole the $6 she had in her pocket. That was probably for her to buy a snack or whatever during her shift.
And they told the police this.
They were proud of it.
They were proud of it, bragging. Oh,
laughed.
my God.
I mean, I've seen the interview. They are laughing.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding. And they were saying it's her fault. She trusts everybody. Like, it's her fault that she got in the car with us. And, they thought it was funny. They thought it was funny in jail after. So they go and they get convicted, of course, because they had confessed. Hall was 18 when it happened. So of course he's tried as an adult, but his attorneys are trying to say that he is mentally challenged as well. And so they didn't want him to get the death penalty and they were dragging out the case for a long time. And then finally, the DA's office said, listen, we're going to try this guy and we're going to try him as an adult. And if he's got mental challenges, prove it.
Right.
Because we don't think he's got mental challenges. We think that he is culpable for this.
Evil.
Yes.
The
and
spawn
he's
of Satan. Literal spawn of Satan.
Absolutely. Neville, the 23-year-old, had a history with police. he actually he had gone to prison on a 10-year burglary sentence, but only served 8 months and was released.
Oh, wow.
Even though he also had 3 sexual contact with minor charges.
Really?
Against him.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they still released him from prison. Big mistake. And of course, nobody's fighting that situation.
Right.
So they get the death penalty.
Yes.
They did. I mean, this is Texas. They don't mess around. They don't mind giving out the death penalty.
Right.
They don't.
No.
I think it was.
The question is, do they execute their people?
They do.
Because like South Carolina, we take care of our people.
Right. So
as long as we've got the serum.
So Texas, they do not mind. They will give you the death penalty and they will carry it out. They're not afraid to carry it out.
Good.
I do believe Neville was the first one to get executed.
Oh, he's gone. Thank you.
So he got executed. This happened in 98. He got executed in 2006.
Oh, wow. That was lickety-split.
We don't wait. Like, that's what I like about Texas.
Right.
They have an express lane.
Good.
For their death penalty.
Right.
They're like, yeah, it's not going to be 40 years on death row and then we're going to talk about it.
Right.
No, we're going to give you your death sentence and then we're going to give you death.
Right.
He was put down like the dog,
like a dog,
was,
right?
by lethal injection. Amy's mom and 2 sisters went to the execution. And at the execution, he did apologize profusely.
Really?
Yes.
That's insane.
I know.
He said that.
He actually
Neville.
Wow. Yes. He said, I hope you can find it in yourselves to forgive me. And I hope that this here will kind of settle your pain. And I hope the Lord will comfort you and give you peace.
So he must have found Jesus.
I just want you to know
I'm
I'm very sorry for what I've done. And if I see Amy on the other side, I will tell her how much you love and miss her.
Oh, wow.
And we will have a lot to talk about. He then turned to his parents, who were also there, and said, I'm sorry for putting you through all this pain and stuff. I love you and I'll see you on the other side. So he took it like a man.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, I mean, I'm sure he found religion in there, but it seems like he actually found religion, not just like the kind of religion that they all find.
Right.
You know, it seemed like he really and truly.
There was remorse.
He did some soul searching and So, and I think the reason he got the express lane was because he had other charges against him anyway.
Oh, right.
So he probably got moved up to the, kind of towards the front of the line.
Right.
And then Michael Hall, who was 18, remember, he was 19 by the time he went to prison. He was put down like the dirty dog he was. February 15th, 2011, which was exactly, I don't know how many years. So February 15th is the day they murdered her in 1998.
Right.
So whatever 2011 minus 1998 is, which I don't know because you have to do carrying on that one.
I think it's 9 years, right?
No, that doesn't sound
99,
right.
2000. That's 2 years to 2000, right?
And then 11. So
and
it's
then
13
11.
years.
13, I went the wrong way.
You went the wrong way. Yeah. But you did a lot better than me because I don't like it when you have to carry things.
No, you don't have to. You don't need to carry it. Mm-mm.
So anyway, he was also put to death, but on the 13th anniversary of the day they killed her, which I thought was incredibly appropriate.
Yeah.
And he had some last words too.
Okay.
He said, I would like to give my sincere apology to Amy's family. We caused a lot of heartache, grief, pain, and suffering, and I'm sorry. I know it won't bring her back. And then he started talking about how he changed. He was changed by Christ. And he was not the same person anymore. And he said, I asked for forgiveness. I'm sorry for everything. And I wish I could take it back, but I can't.
Right.
So I feel like he did he did walk with Christ in some way. And he did.
Well, there was remorse and that goes a long way.
And they showed an apology to the victim's family. And I think that's huge. You're right. It's never going to bring Amy back. And it's never going to undo the torture that they put her through because she trusted them. That was the worst betrayal. And then to use her as target practice, she's not a piece of wood with a bullseye on it.
Right.
She was a human being.
That's right.
And they were so horrible to her. And she cried and she begged them to stop. And she couldn't understand why her friends were doing that to her.
Right.
Like, just awful.
Yeah.
So, but the fact that they showed remorse and I think apologizing to the family just goes a long way. I do.
Maybe one tiny layer of evil has come off, but that's it.
Yeah. I did see where Neville, one of them, it listed their last meal.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. One of them didn't have a last meal. I don't know if he just said, I don't want it or whatever, but one of them, he had chicken 3 ways. And I'm thinking, what 3 ways was his chicken?
Well, chicken fried steak, chicken.
That's chicken. That's steak.
Chicken
Fried chicken.
Chicken fried chicken or fried chicken.
So fried chicken, maybe some wings.
Maybe.
And maybe like a baked chicken breast?
Maybe.
He also had pizza, brownies, sweet tea, milk, and vanilla pudding.
Wow. Vanilla pudding. I don't know that I would pick that one, but to each his own.
I don't think they should get a last meal. We've talked about before the practice of a last meal.
Right.
And how it came about. I get it, but I don't think they should get it.
I don't know that they really they don't get what they used to get.
No, they don't.
Long ago, they could do like a big steak dinner. Now
or a lobster.
Right. Yeah. Now
they have most places they have like a dollar limit, like $40, and it has to be within a certain radius of the prison to get the food, because they're not going to fly some shrimp in anymore.
No.
So, yeah. But anyway, so that is a horrifying story.
It is
Of
horrifying.
a very sweet, innocent soul who had a great future and really wanted a future.
Yeah, I mean, she was on her way to independence. She was
working so hard to get it, and they took it from her in just the most vile way.
Right.
So, R.I.P. Amy.
I mean, Trout is really upset about it.
I can hear. I hear that he's upset.
He is upset.
I think he's also upset that Powdered Donut Muffins didn't make it to the podcast.
Yes.
I think I can feel his pain right there. Yeah. Like, I am telling you, you will not hear me go, sugar, this is so good. That's not going to happen tonight.
Well, you won't hear it tonight, but I heard it when you actually got them. So don't make it seem like you didn't get to taste them.
Don't tell people I already had it. That's not nice.
Don't make it seem like I didn't give you
Come on now. Don't say that. I was really on to.
Nice try.
Oh, dang. Dang it. Well, guys, we did it again.
We did.
We're giving you another episode.
That's it.
That's it. And we wish you a Merry Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. Or a Happy Hanukkah. And a Happy New Year. And a happy, all the holidays.
All of them.
I don't know them all.
And good luck with your cooter board.
Please send us pictures of the cooter boards. We need sugar-coated cooter boards.
Oh my God. 2024, baby.
Oh my God.
Sugar-coated cooter boards.
We'll do a coffee table book.
All the cooter boards.
2024. Yes, of all the sugar-coated cooter boards. Come on, guys. Help us. We need a picture book. We're relying on y'all for some cooter boards.
Oh, Lordy.
All right. Well, find us on social media. You know where we are.
Send us an email.
You know what it is.
murder.sugarcoated@gmail.com.
Yeah. And, you know what? It's the holidays and people are freaking crazy and they're mean. So head on a swivel.
Yeah. We hope that everybody stays safe and that nobody murders. Because if you kill people,
we will talk about you.
And we're not going to say nice things.
No.
And you're definitely not getting a cooter board from us.
Oh, you're never getting a cooter board if you commit murder. It ain't happening.
No, we don't provide cooter boards for murderers.
No, we don't. We really don't.
All right.
All right, guys.
Have a good week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
This has been Sugar Coated Murder Podcast, a deliciously entertaining true crime podcast. Like what you heard? You can always explore past episodes by visiting sugarcoatedpod.com. Don't forget to like our Facebook fan page and share with friends. Thanks for listening to Sugar Coated Murder Podcast.
Time for a quick break to talk about McDonald's. Know how we make our sausage McMuffin with egg? It starts with a fresh cracked egg cooked to perfection. Then we add a savory grilled sausage patty, American cheese, and a freshly toasted English muffin. Know what makes our sausage McMuffin with egg even better? When you add a caramel mocha or refreshing caramel mocha iced coffee to it. So make your morning better by starting with breakfast at McDonald's. At participating McDonald's.
You know what's bleak? Shopping for home basics like toilet paper holders, entryway hooks, and jewelry organizers. It's like big businesses not only have a vendetta against the earth, but also against giving us attractive, quality options for home accessories. Ditch the plastic and elevate the mundane with Safran Everyday, a woman-run, sustainable brand for durable, minimalist home goods made from steel. Visit saffraneveryday.com and use promo code UNDERCASEPODS for 15% off your first order of colorful home essentials. That's SAFRAN everyday.com.